and welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is good gad, it's gear time. Yes, we're going to do a little bit of gear review. The main article is the 3V bug out bag. This company has decided to send us their best bag, and I want to demonstrate it. But like everything we do here, there's a reason behind our choices, right? So question number one, why would we need to bug out? Right? There's a lot of different reasons we may need to bug out. The old idea of shit has hit the fan, I'm going to go live in the woods on what? 3 days worth of stuff? 5 days worth of stuff? You're not going to make it real far. But the bug out bag has its purposes. It can get you back. It can get you from point A to point B. And bugging out, the scenario I want to create for this, and again, you, where you live, the people, the terrain, the environment, the typical conditions that you're in during SHTF, they can change. And so your bag has to be flexible. Your thinking has to be flexible. Everything we do has to do with, how you're going to pack, how you're going to dress. And it's the same questions that we have for anything else, right? Do you have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? Do you have a plan? That is, do you know what it is you're doing, why you're doing it? A plan not only to get you where you're going, but to get you all the way through it. So, our 3-day bug out bag, it has to do what? Have at least 3 days worth of stuff. It becomes your house on your back. In other words, it carries everything that you need. That food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, right? The means of self-defense. All of this has to be contained on your body, right? While you're bugging out. Now, the scenario I want to talk about is things have gotten bad in my neighborhood. Things aren't going very well. There's a large force coming and I won't stand a chance resisting it, so I'm going to bug out. I'm going to leave for 3 days and go to a location, right? That location, and then I will come back at the end of 3 days, right? So that is the concept behind this particular presentation. But the backpack itself appears to me to be extraordinarily well designed, and it is certainly put together in a very rugged fashion, but it is also extremely, shall we say, flexible. And so we're going to put it to the test. But before I put it on my back and take a nice 10-mile hike, now I've said, hey, what's your radius in a day? The average person, 10 miles. So I want to be able to travel with it 10 miles, fully laden, and see how it performs as a backpack, right? So let's do a couple of things. Let's go over what is required. Let's go over the equipment, and then does it fit in the backpack? And then, of course, me taking a little a little hike, gonna take a hump, right? And we'll see how it performs. But this is how we start. Good gad, it's gear time. Let's take a look at the equipment, and then let's take a look at that 3-day pack. Alrighty, let's take a look at some items that we're going to need for a 3-day bug out. Again, we want to take a look at everything you're going to need the same way you would in the rest of your program. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, right? We need these things. So I'm going to start here. I just have everything I'm going to be taking with me lined up. This is you could call it a duster, you could call it a coat. It could be a poncho, a rain poncho. You can have a tent. Now, again, this is all determined by weather. In my area, it's more extreme, the weather is. So, I can have the difference of 50 degrees between the hottest part of the day and the coldest part of the night. So I'm going to want to have some additional clothing that's going to be protective. Additionally, you can take a small tent. This is a fire shelter, right? Fire shelter that I could use as a blanket, as a tent. Depending on what the weather does, I may want additional rain protection. Okay, I'm not taking this whole roll, but paracord, a very useful item, is needed. I recommend having it. In the back here, we've got first aid. I'm not taking my entire medical pack, but first aid is very critical. I recommend having pain relievers, fever reducers, something like Tylenol. Okay, again, we're going for 3 days. A lot of people, we want our electronics, and we have to be compact also. So this item here, right, this is a mobile solar panel, right? I need to charge phone, charge rechargeable flashlights, etc. It's important to pack what you need, what you think you'll need, etc. This is the John Lord Kitchen in a Can. It has dishes, the ability to cook, right? Now I can make it with regular fire, but on a 3-day bug out, I'm wanting to what? To get away from a very immediate threat. I want to protect myself. I may want to cook my food or warm it. I may want to keep my feet and body warm with the fire can, the kitchen. But I'm taking these, which is a very clean fuel, makes a lot of heat, right? Lights in seconds, low smoke, etc. So, is fire absolutely necessary? In my case, it's not going to be, but I'll have that option. Again, compact, light, small. I have an entire kitchen. Okay. Other things we need, right? Food. So I've got 12 MREs. I'm doing a 3-day bug out. So that's 3 meals a day. Plus I'm a big guy. 4 meals a day times 3 is 12. So I want to take 12 with me. Additionally, take some candy. Take some snacks. So I'm bringing some Thrive Snackies just to have some additional goodies to munch on. Right? So I'm covering all of my food needs, and I'm taking wet food. Yes, it's going to be heavier, but based on where I'm going, there's water along the way, so I don't need to carry water, but I can, and I can fill those up, and I have these here. I'm not trying to go all full commando, all military. I'm using a lot of civilian stuff here. Okay, but it's important. Water. This particular bottle here has a built-in water filtration, a life straw inside of it. Okay, once again, these are the items I have. A knife. Make sure you have a good knife. Whatever knife or knives you have, right? Remember, weight is an issue, right? Because you're trying to bug out. And if we bug out, what do we want? We want to bug out. If we're going 10 miles, we want to go from 0 to 10 miles quickly, safely. If you have to run, the lighter you are, the better, right? So you take only what you need, and that's how we're rolling. Now, when you bug out, you're bugging out 24/7. 24/7. So at night, headlamp, flashlight, keep things compact, light. The headlamp, goes on your head, and where you look, the beam goes. And you won't need a lot, because I don't recommend at night keeping the lamp on constantly. One, you'll need possibly extra batteries, but people will see you. So you want very limited light, but again, circumstances dictate. You may be starting your hiking at night, right? You may be bugging out starting at night or ending after dark, so you'll need to be able to see where you're going with one or the other. I have to be careful talking about self-defense these days. So make sure whatever self-defense tools you have the proper equipment that goes with them. You'll want to pack that as well. Now, in our particular case, not only do I have a fire shelter and tent and blanket, but I'm also bringing a gas mask, because there could be fires. If fires are burning, I don't want to inhale smoke the whole time or while I'm trying to hike, because, right, can't breathe, can't move, you're stuck. So this is an option for me. It's an option depending on the time of year. Now, once again, protection, personal protection, eyes. At night it's cold. You're going to need gloves, right? Gloves for camouflage, gloves for protection, gloves for staying warm. You're hiking during the day, you need hat. I love my old boonie hat. And then the most important item that you've got to take care of is your feet. It is critical. Absolutely critical to have good footwear. Again, you're going to go at least 10 miles. You're going to be on your feet a lot of the day. You want to keep them warm. You want to keep them dry. Also, take an extra pair of socks or 2 pairs of socks, because You need to take good care of your feet. You may need 2 pairs of socks to keep them warm, etc. But this is the backpack. This is the 3V gear, and you can find this at thepreparedmind.club. Lifetime warranty. It is ruggedly built. So let's take a better look at the backpack, shall we? Okay, let's talk about some of the features of this pack. Number 1, it has a detachable fanny pack. Once again, when we load a pack, what are you going to need first in an emergency situation? If you have the luxury of sitting down, resting, and you're going to need to take breaks, then you can get into the more difficult areas, right? So you want to pack those things which are least needed in an emergency the deepest. So this pack is fairly deep. It has 2 main sections, right? And on each side, removable packs. This is where I would put my water bottles that you saw, okay? But it has lots of MOLLE attachment, meaning you can tie stuff on with MOLLE attachments. You can use paracord, you can use duct tape. I don't care how you do it, but don't ever do this. Don't ever let anyone guilt you. If you can't afford this and you can only have a regular, like a college backpack, you do your very best, right? Never let anyone guilt you over your equipment, your clothing, the quality of your food, the quality of your self-defense and your scopes or anything like that, the quality of your knives. It's none of their business, right? You do the best you can. But this is a great pack. It's very expansive. You can see the pleating. It can really be filled up. And again, our objective here is to go 3 days. 3 days. So that's how much room I need, right? But do I need more than 3 days? Well, if I say I wanted 5 days, can I fit it? It probably has the room for it. Now, am I deserving of a 5-course meal every day that I'm out there and to sit down and drink wine and all that? No, this is roughing it. This is bugging out. Things are bad, right? But what we've got here is a lot of extras. A lot of extras. On top here, right? If you want to bring a tent, you can strap it right under that, right? Good clips, everything is very solid, great material, handle. Now the feature that I like that really attracted me this, and when you see me wear it, you'll see how all of this attaches, is this here. This is very firm, it's foam, it's soft, but it's got a lot of air channels. A lot of air channels. So the air can move around your back and keep you cool and dry, or cooler and drier. That should add to the comfort of this. So good wide straps, important, right? Lots of attachments available. Good size room. Additional bags do come with it. You may or may not need it. Okay, but this is a great pack. It comes in a variety of colors. I recommend taking a look at it at thepreparedmind.club. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this thing up with 3 days worth of what I say it'll need for me to get by in the area I'm traveling. Again, in your area, you may need more clothing. You may need less clothing. Okay, you may need more food. You may be carrying food for 2 people. I don't know, right? You do your very best. As I said, am taking MREs. They're moist, they're wet, so I don't have to have extra water to mix with my food and rehydrate it. I don't have to wait for that kind of time. Again, if I need to get somewhere, I'm getting there quick. And so if I'm going to eat, I'm going to eat very quickly and then move on. Your plan may have other specifications, but this backpack is very nice. I can't wait to put it to the test, right? But remember, same thing as bugging in or bunkering in. You're going to need food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. You're going to need to be well equipped. You're going to be outdoors bugging out, so you need to make sure that clothing side really works. And if it's in an area where you get rained on a lot, you're going to need a good coat or rain poncho, some way to keep yourself dry. You'll lose a lot of energy if you get wet, right? It becomes uncomfortable, it'll weigh you down, and it can take and draw the heat out of your body, cool you down. Cooling you down could be good in some instances. In other instances, say at night, it'll drag a lot of heat out of your body, forcing you to consume more energy. more energy to stay warm. So you need a good pack to carry all that you need for this 3-day bug out session. So let's get it all packed up. I'll get changed over into the appropriate SHTF gear, and we'll go for a little walk. All right, here I am. I've got 4 days worth of food in the pack. I've got everything in it that I need. This is the my upper jacket tied onto the top. It's a little bit warm out, got some clouds, but I'm all set. I'm ready to take a good hike and give this a test. You'll notice that if you try on the backpack, or any backpack for that matter, once you load it up, it's going to feel a whole lot different on you, right? You could have lumps and bumps, so be sure when you put things on the inside, right, you try and make things flat. You don't want sharp things poking and jabbing at you. I'm going to do this the easy way. This pack loaded up the way I've got it loaded is about 45 pounds. It's quite heavy. But it's a good pack. I've got it all set. Everything, as you can see, everything's full. Got my water, got everything I need. This is actually like a fanny pack that comes with it, all in one. But I've got my gloves, I've got everything set. And I'm gonna put her on. Actually, that's the easy way. Now with a backpack, right? You want it high up on your back. You want it off of your shoulders and pulled towards the middle. This one comes with, right, some chest straps. So that's ideal, right? Otherwise, a heavy pack can pull your shoulders apart and it hurts. So getting a little support there is good, right? So I'm all strapped in, okay? All strapped in. You can tell the pack is up nice and high. And you want it not swinging everywhere. The more it swings, the more it's going to wear you out, because its momentum will carry you and carry you each way, and that takes energy, right? And you're trying to conserve energy and go straight ahead, not side. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on out, see how this pack feels, have a little bit of fun, and then I'll report back when all done. And it's going to be a while. Oh, it's incredible. I'm up at about little over 5,000 feet right now. So it's a good elevation. It's going to give me a good workout. I recommend it. Get in shape. Shit is hit the fan. We're in shit hits the fan light. But you may have to bug out. If that happens, right, on-the-job training is one thing. On-the-job physical training is another. Don't worry, I do have my self-defense tools with me just in case I run into any vagrants or Bigfoot. And it is Bigfoot country, by the way. Other things that I didn't talk about in the beginning: bug spray, bug repellent, very important. If you're white like me, you may need sunscreen. Always a good idea to have a little bottle of that, even if it's just a 3-day trip. But I've got my jacket also, that keeps the sun off you. And gonna have some fun and test out the equipment, give myself a good test, and we'll have a little bit of fun, see how this pack works out. Anyways, talk to you in just a few. Well, I'm back, not dead. I gotta tell you, it's a great pack so far. A full pack, I've got to tell you, is heavier than you think. So if you need 3 days worth of food and you're half my size, right, it's going to be a damn heavy pack. What I can say though is it's very comfortable, it's very stable, and those air channels through the back of the pack allow cool air to run along the back. Now I'm still sweating a lot, right? I didn't expect that to change too much, but I could feel that air traveling, and that's made it a lot more comfortable as I've tacked on the footage. Additionally, I've climbed an elevation. So just a reminder to everybody to know the path you're going to take and take your time with it, right? Know how many hours it's going to take. The ups and downs, I've climbed an elevation a couple of hundred at least. And, you know, once I got my breath and sat down and thought about it, I thought, you know, I forgot how much slower you go if you're going uphill. So whether you're on asphalt or a dirt road, on a trail or whatever, if you're going uphill, it's going to take more time. So a big recommendation that I would throw out at this point is ensure, right, that you know how hard it's going to be. In other words, get a pack, whatever your pack is. If you think you're going to bug out at any one time, put it on and get some exercise. Right, try it out, see how long it takes. That way you don't leave too late in the day, or you're not walking in the dark, etc. Right? As Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. So know your limitations. I'm working on dirt road and trails to get from point A to point B, and it's slow going because, you know, every 10th step or so you're slipping in the gravel, and I'm like, shoot, there went a wasted step. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Anyways, you guys be cool, and I'm going to get a little drink of water, a little snacky, and then I'm going to get back at it. Well, I got to tell you, it was a successful test. The backpack really stood up. It was comfortable. I got to tell you, the weight was crazy. You know, I'm worn out. Once again, good boots or good footwear is a must. These Welcos did great, but this backpack was just terrific. It felt good. It helped maintain good posture. I wasn't too far forward or too far back. Of course, you know, I'm going to recommend again, if you're planning on doing any amount of hiking or any amount of distance, plan ahead of time, get some training, get some time with a pack, whether it's this one or a standard, you know, military pack, whatever it is you do, make sure you get used to it and your body's trained for it. Again, right? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Whoever's out there that's going to be adversarial, you need to be in better shape than them, better stocked, better defense, better planning, and of course being in better physical shape. It's just the smartest move to make at this point. Hopefully you don't have to bug out. Hopefully you don't have to do any of that. Hopefully it stays shit it's the fan light, but we just don't know, right? That's why chance favors the prepared mind. Anyways, once again, great backpack. I recommend going to the preparedmind.club, checking them out. They have a lot of different models, and of course they come in different colors, but superior. It didn't slide around. It didn't feel loose. It didn't feel awkward, and my back stayed very cool. I was very impressed with this padded back and the grooves that are in it to allow air to get through. That was a great feature, something that meant a lot to me that I've dealt with in the past. But it's very adjustable, and that of course made it much easier to find the positioning that I needed to in order to make myself the most comfortable. Okay. You've got adjusting here, you've got adjustments at the top, you've got adjustments everywhere. There's MOLLE everywhere for attachments. Right? Anything you need to attach or hook on, you can do it. Like just strap a camelback on here if you want, whatever it is you need to do. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Good Gad, It's Gear Time. Right? Get you a bug out bag that's going to get the job done. And again, right? You don't have to have this one to make it happen. You just need to have something. Whatever it is you do, do something. I'll talk to you guys soon. Semper Fi, Godspeed.